Okay, welcome back to the channel. So I think this is going to be chapter 4, maybe. I don't know. I don't keep track of the chapters sometimes. Anyway, we're going to work on the primary, inner primary today. I want to get this side stripped off so I can get the motor out, get it on the stand, get the oil pump off, and we can get this down to the shop. It's going to do the lower end on it. So I'm going to do this video a little bit different because I seem to forget that the camera's on sometimes, so I'm not really explaining what I'm doing. So I'm not going to really talk in this video at all. What I'm going to do is when I get into edit, I'm just going to dub my voice into it to tell you what I'm doing. Probably works out better for me because a lot of times if it's a Sunday, I'm watching football or I'm listening to music. That way I don't have to get any kind of copyright bullshit to go on. So anyway, here we go. Let's get going on the outer primary, and then we'll take everything out. Inner primary, clutch, stator, rotor, everything.
Okay, so the first thing we got to do is to pull this outer primary off, which I think there's 8 bolts on that. Then we can move on to the inner primary. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm taking a washer and putting up against the adjusting plate, the pressure plate, and then use the adjusting nut to tighten that down so you can take the whole unit off with the springs off as one unit. And it seems to work out fairly well like that. But I'm still going to have to replace the springs because I'm getting a 5-stud clutch hub on here, so you need different springs for that. So once you tighten that down, you can see you can just back off the adjuster nuts there, and that whole unit with the pressure plate, the springs, you can just take that right off. So now I'm taking the clutch plates off and the steel plates. I'm trying to keep them in order because I haven't decided yet if I'm just going to clean these plates off and reuse them. I do have a brand new clutch that I can put in here, but I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet. And sometimes you need to use a couple picks to get these out because I think that the clutch hub has some ridges on those fingers because they're not coming out that easily. I did take this clutch apart when I first got the bike because the plates were completely stuck together with old oil that had solidified in there, and the clutch wasn't even working. So I pulled the steel plates out and the clutch plates out, cleaned everything off, then the clutch worked fine. But you got to use a pick like that. It's a lot easier to get them out that way. Okay, so what I'm doing now is inside behind the clutch hub nut there's a washer that has 3 pieces that you bend over, a locking washer that has 3 pieces that you bend over on the flat sides of that nut to keep the clutch hub nut from backing off. So you got to take a screwdriver in there and you got to bend that back. Now I've got kind of a this locking bar, and this is a left-hand thread, meaning to get it off, you turn it the opposite way that you would to tighten it, and you need something to hold that the clutch hub from spinning. So that's what I'm doing right here, and that thing will spin off. And then I notice when I take the clutch hub nut off, it's not double sealed on there. You can put double seals in that, which I'll end up doing. So now I'm taking this locking bar and locking both those splines in together so I can take the compensating sprocket off. And I don't know why that came off so easy. It's almost like that was not torqued to specs. I think the specs on that are 50 foot-pounds, but that came off way too easy for it to be torqued like that. So we'll pull all those parts off, and then we can take the chain housing and everything right off. But first I'm going to have to take the chain adjuster off on the bottom. You can see that on the bottom right there. Yeah, it won't move because I've got the chain adjuster in. I forgot to take that out. But I'll be taking that out next. Yeah, probably wondered why it won't come out. There it is. Okay. So there's the chain adjuster on the bottom. You can see that white piece, that white plastic piece. That's the piece that you move up and down to adjust the chain. And on the bottom of that chain adjuster, there's 2 bolts that hold it in, and those have the same ears like the clutch hub lock washer does. You got to bend those ears back to get those 2 bolts out. So now that that is free, now we can pull both the compensating sprocket off and the clutch hub with ring gear. That'll come all off as one unit. And you can see we're taking that off. Now, trying to get that locking washer off, normally it would just come right out. But the shop that evidently that worked on this, on the other side of that nut, there's it's bent the other way. It's supposed to fit into the keyway on the main shaft of the transmission. And if you're not paying attention when you're putting that clutch hub nut on, that can actually come out of that where the lock is. And that's what happened. It came out, and when they tightened the nut down, it flattened up against it, so I actually had to bang that thing out. Now what I'm doing right now is I've got the puller on there because the clutch hub is the shaft is on a tapered fit, so it's pressed on when you bolt that back up. So now this is a piece that allows me to take that clutch hub off. You just tap it a couple times every time you turn it, but for some reason this is on extremely tight. I don't know why. Again, it's the same thing. You turn it to the right to loosen it, hit it a couple times to kind of reseat it, and this is really having a hard time getting this off, and then it just kind of really pops off with a bang.
Damn, what the hell?
Okay, so right there I'm cutting the safety wire between 2 bolts. Again, I'm not sure who worked on this bike, but that is not the correct way that you put safety wire in. And when I put the bike back together, you'll see the correct way that safety wire was. That really didn't do anything, the way that safety wire was. It would have broke as soon as one of those nuts turned. So there is a correct way to do the safety wire, and that was not the correct way. And on this particular inner primary, there's 9 bolts. Now, the 2 that I'm taking off right now, I don't really get that. Actually, they're on the other end, but there were 12-point bolts on the far right side of the case. I don't know. You see I'm using it now. I didn't have a 12-point socket, so I had to use an offset wrench to get those off. But I don't know if those are correct for that case. I've never seen 12-point bolts used on the inner primary unless it's something special with the FX. But I'm glad I had an offset wrench to get those out, because like I said, I didn't have a 12-point socket that would fit that. Okay, so it's the next day now, and I decided after I got the bolts out. Now this is something that really threw me, because I did not expect this at all. The starter housing has to come off before you can take the inner primary off, which to me is ridiculous. If you look up at the top right, you'll see the top of the starter housing. It kind of overhangs where the chain is and that little ear on the transmission. It's not like that on an FL. It doesn't mount the same way. So I'm looking around to see what is holding up. I know there was a hose that was holding up, so I had to go over there and cut a hose. But actually, in the end, the hose didn't really matter. It was that starter housing that has to come off before the inner primary does. Okay, still struggling with this inner primary, and I haven't figured that out yet, that starter housing has to come out. So what you're going to see next is, I'm thinking that the chain is probably holding it up. So I'm going to be taking the O-ring chain off in a minute. And I've got a special tool to take the link out, the adjustable link out, and you'll see that in a minute. You can do this same procedure with a screwdriver, but I found this tool from Motion Pro works a lot better. You just put, and it works both ways. You can put the link on this way and you can take it off. So we're going to use the side of this tool to actually push the pins out of the link, of the master link, so you can do the chain. But in the end, it wasn't the chain that was holding anything up. Like I said, it's going to be the starter housing. So what you do with this tool is you put it on the master link and then take the Allen wrench and turn those Allen wrench bolts in, and what it does is it pushes the pins back, the link back, so the front facing clip, it will come off. And then when you're going to put the chain on, you flip the tool around the opposite way and you push the master links together so you can put the retaining clip in. It's a fairly nice little tool for, you know, what it is. You can probably get that master link off by prying a screwdriver in there, but this is so much better. See, it just took a matter of a minute to take that master link out that way.
Okay, okay, that's going to end it for this video. So I hope you like this new format that I'm going to be doing. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.